Before we get to actually making a really nice black and white conversion, what I want to do is step back for a moment and talk about a black and white conversion workflow that involves using virtual copies. And I want to talk about this in order to give us some ideas on how we can have different iterations of our black and white conversions. Let me explain. Well, here I have this color photograph, and let's say I want to convert it to black and white. Typically what I do is I create a virtual copy, and I do that by way of shortcut. On a Mac, I press Command apostrophe. On a PC, I press Control apostrophe. Once I've done that, I then go to the black and white panel and I make some kind of a change. I'm just going to make a generic change, darkening the sky here, lowering the blue amounts. Well, the problem with this approach is that I can't really evaluate this conversion. In other words, if I press the backslash key right now, it goes all the way back to the color photograph. Now, why is that? Well, what's happening is it's going all the way back to the original state of this file when it was created as a virtual copy. In other words, this is what the image looked like when I created the virtual copy by way of shortcut. Well, I'll press the backslash key again to go to the after view. Well, let's say that I want to push this image further, but I also want to be able to kind of come back to this view here. Well, all I need to do is press Command apostrophe again on a Mac, Control apostrophe on a PC. Now here I'm going to grab my target adjustment tool, and this time I'm going to go ahead and brighten up the grass. Well, now if I press the backslash key, I'm going to go back to the original state of the virtual copy. So here's my before and then my after. Well, let's say I want to take this even further. I'll press Command apostrophe again or Control apostrophe again. This time with the target adjustment tool selected, I'm going to go ahead and brighten up the path there, and then I'm going to darken the grass. I want to bring that down a little bit. I'm going to hover over the sky. I'm going to darken up the sky even more. So now I have even more dynamic of a black and white conversion. Press the backslash key. Here's my before and then my after. And another way to compare all of these is by simply clicking on these different virtual copies. So here's my first attempt, my second attempt, and then finally my third attempt, which I think so far is looking the best of the three. So by using virtual copies, it can help me compare and contrast my images. Now, a nice way to compare files, of course, is in the library module. So if you select your virtual copies by clicking on one, holding on the Shift key, and clicking on another, you can then press the N key. And the N key is the shortcut key for survey mode. And what survey mode allows you to do is to have multiple images visible at one time. At this juncture, press the Tab key to hide your panels on your left and your right, and you can view the images in a way that's a little bit bigger. And in this mode, I definitely know this image is not a keeper. So now I have these two photographs, which I can compare side by side, which will help me determine which particular black and white conversion will work best. Alright, well now that we know a little bit about black and white workflow, let's take a look at how we can make these black and white conversions perhaps even better by extending this workflow into using some of the other tools that we can find inside of the Develop module. So we'll go ahead and continue to work on these photographs, and we'll do so in the next movie.